Here's what's coming up in today's Frontline compilation. Amid the chaos of the battlefield, a drone captures a brutal encounter between Ukrainian defenders and advancing LPR militants. What begins as a coordinated assault quickly turns into a desperate point-blank firefight inside a narrow trench, where every corner and every second decides who survives. It's a clash fought at arm's length. A Ukrainian FPV drone glides through the woods, silently watching. It spots an enemy soldier moving towards his bunker and follows closely. The drone reaches the entrance and makes its move. In rubble outside a doorway, a wounded Ukrainian readies a grenade when another clatters beside him. What he does next happens in one motion you might miss on first watch. Three soldiers break into a desperate sprint, chased across open ground by unseen eyes above. Only two make it beyond the ridge, the battlefield claiming one more silence. The scenes that follow descend into the trenches, where survival is measured by seconds. And what happens next tells the story. This is real footage, no effects, just raw moments from the battlefield. Subscribe to stay updated on every Frontline report and stick around to see it all unfold. Let's get into it. A drone from the Odessa tactical group uncovers a hidden Grad rocket cache tucked in a stand of trees, shelves of rockets meant for truck-mounted multiple rocket launchers used to blanket areas with devastating saturation fire. The drone strikes the storage site, igniting a catastrophic chain reaction. The blast serves as a harsh lesson in why munitions must be secured and dispersed, not parked in a random tree line. A huge explosion roars up and the sky fills with thick smoke. FPV footage from the Black Hussars drone unit captures a series of deadly strikes against exposed Ukrainian troops inside a shattered building near Udakny in Donetsk. The drone glides forward with precision, closing in on a soldier who scrambles for escape, but the blast comes too fast to outrun. The unit claims the targets were part of Ukraine's 425th Separate Assault Regiment, though this information remains unverified and cannot be independently confirmed. Moments later, weaving through debris to find another Ukrainian crouched behind rocks. The drone darts toward him with chilling accuracy, and a second explosion follows. Footage from Ukraine's Black Swan group captures a chilling moment near Chasiv Yar. A wounded Russian soldier, propped against a wall, desperately tries to stop the bleeding from his leg with a tourniquet. Just as he steadies his hands, a drone hovers above and releases its payload. The grenade lands beside him, detonating with a sharp crack that ends his struggle in an instant. Footage from the front line shows a lone Ukrainian soldier approaching three wounded Russian troops in the mud. Two are still moving, barely alive. The soldier fires methodically, then collects their rifles. As he picks up the first weapon, one tries to crawl away, but he fires again. He continues calmly with the others, gathering each rifle as if collecting trophies after a grim victory. Amid a landscape of shattered concrete and broken walls, two Russian soldiers sprint from the wreckage, one desperately chased by a buzzing Ukrainian drone. The man zigzags through the ruined street, weaving between chunks of concrete, darting left and right in a desperate attempt to outmaneuver the Relentless machine, but panic drives him into a half-collapsed structure with no escape. The drone hovers for a heartbeat before diving in, detonating with a violent burst. Drone footage reveals a Ukrainian artillery piece parked near a dense tree line, carefully observed by a Zala Aero Lancet loitering munition. The drone locks on, and a precision strike hits directly, triggering an explosion. Flames and scorching heat erupt across the artillery position as the surrounding area shakes from the blast. Captured near Orikhiv in Zaporizhzhia, Ukraine, the footage ends with the artillery still smoldering. Drone footage captures a Ukrainian quadcopter hovering over a Russian trench, patiently waiting for the perfect angle and timing. At just the right moment, it drops an improvised firebomb, a bottle of petrol, onto the camouflage position. Despite hitting the netting, the flammable fuel spreads throughout the trench, igniting chaos below. The attack reportedly unfolds near Novomayorsky in eastern Donetsk. Reconnaissance drone footage from near Donetsk captures a deadly moment between Russian and Ukrainian forces. Two Russian soldiers advance within hand grenade range of Ukrainian positions, the tension palpable. One soldier fumbles with a fragmentation grenade just as Ukrainian return fire strikes, sending him crashing onto the armed explosive. The resulting blast erupts violently, limbs thrown into the air. The other soldier, caught in the chaos, lies wounded on the ground, struggling to survive amid the devastation. Drone footage captures an intense standoff as a Russian recon jeep and an armored personnel carrier possibly conducting a casualty handoff as they navigate dangerous, contested terrain. The jeep moves cautiously, but when it stops, Ukrainian drones track it and drop grenades with deadly precision. The first blast hits near the jeep's rear, wounding a soldier and forcing the team to scatter. Another grenade strikes troops alongside the APC, sending men crawling for cover. Chaos unfolds as the remaining soldiers desperately try to escape, with the sky above threatening more drone strikes. Drone footage shows Ukrainian infantry firing a thermobaric rocket into a building where Russian troops are positioned in Donetsk Oblast. The blast damages walls and windows, sending smoke and debris into the air. The building partially collapses, showing the impact of ongoing combat in the area. The footage starts with a Russian UR-77 meteorite launching mine-clearing line charges onto a Ukrainian position. As the rockets fly, tension builds, and upon landing, the site erupts in a violent explosion, filling the area with thick smoke and dust. Though the MCLC is designed to clear minefields, here it functions as a blunt assault weapon, striking hardened defenses with brutal effect. In comparison, American MCLCs detonate along the entire line, creating a continuous blast, whereas the Russian variant hits only at the point of impact, producing a localized yet devastating strike. Another strike hits the area, with thick smoke and haze filling the sky, as chaos spreads across the landscape within seconds. The drone captures a moving Russian UR-77 meteorite demining vehicle as Ukrainian fire hits it, igniting its volatile mine-clearing line charges. The crew, trapped on the burning vehicle, continues driving recklessly through the kill zone, risking everything to escape the impending disaster. Source says, just as they finally abandon the blazing vehicle, a massive explosion tears through it, obliterating the chassis. Thick dark smoke spirals into the sky. The wreckage stands as a grim reminder of just how volatile and dangerous those onboard charges were. Drone footage captures a Russian soldier huddled in the corner of a crumbling building, seemingly safe and dozing. Unbeknownst to him, an observation drone has locked onto his position, signaling an incoming FPV strike. Moments later, a bomb-laden drone swoops in and detonates directly on him. He spots it too late to react and is instantly killed. The blast leaves the area engulfed in swirling dust and billowing haze. Drone footage released by Russian sources shows several FAB glide bombs striking what are believed to be Ukrainian firm bases in Petropavlovka near Kupiansk. 3 structures take direct hits, erupting in violent blasts that send debris flying in all directions. According to sources, Russian reconnaissance learned that Ukrainian troops were regrouping inside the compound with supplies and setting defenses. Moments later, the bombs hit, collapsing the positions into rubble. A Ukrainian FPV drone glides silently through the dense woods, scanning for movement around a Russian bunker. Inside, enemy troops scramble into the shelter, unaware of the drone above. As it drifts closer, weaving between trees, the drone spots a motor radio at the entrance of the bunker and locks its target. The strike hits perfectly, and the explosion rips through the bunker, sending shockwaves across the complex. From above, the chaos unfolds with smoke and debris twirling violently into the sky. In the midst of the ruined building, a wounded Ukrainian soldier inches toward a Russian position, grenade in hand. Suddenly, from the opening, a Russian soldier hurls a grenade that lands perilously close. With lightning reflexes, he hurls both, one in his hand and the one thrown by the Russian, back through the doorway. The resulting explosions erupt inside, sending debris flying. Reconnaissance drone footage released by Russian sources captures a Ukrainian trench under relentless assault by FPV drones. The first drone strikes the trench, forcing a soldier to scramble for cover. A second drone sweeps in, igniting the position as thick haze rises into the sky. Two more drones follow, triggering a massive explosion that engulfs a large portion of the trench. The footage offers no clear timestamp, but several Ukrainian troops are shown being struck during the chaotic assault. Drone footage reveals a Ukrainian FPV bomb gliding silently through a ruined industrial area, honing in on a Russian soldier lounging inside a shattered shipping container, sitting with a mug and enjoying his morning coffee. Either misjudging the situation or resigned to his fate, the soldier makes no move to escape. The drone closes in, detonating with a fierce explosion, instantly ending his mission and scattering fragments across the container's remains. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone spots a Russian fire team moving across an open, scorched field, skirting a thin tree line that offers almost no cover. Aerial recon detects the movement of 3 occupants. Heading toward cover, FB drones and other strike assets immediately engage. One soldier is stopped with a precise drop at his feet, while the other 2 rush to save their comrade. Pilots make another drop to check the condition of the surrounded one. As the soldiers dive into a trench, they find a pack of active drones nearby. One fires a rifle but misses, and the drone then kills him. Another drone dropped inside the trench, hitting the soldier within. The remaining soldier catches fire from a subsequent drone strike. The drone camera captures the destruction in full detail. Reconnaissance drone footage from Ukraine's 32nd Mechanized Brigade captures 2 Russian soldiers casually standing near the entrance of a building in the Pokrovsk region of Ukraine. Moments later, both drop in unison, struck by a single deadly shot. Whether it was 2 snipers firing together or one expert marksman threading the perfect line remains a mystery. The 2 drop almost simultaneously, collapsing into the doorway they had just been guarding. Forward observation drone footage from the Ukrainian 43rd Artillery Brigade captures intense strikes near Donetsk, where Ukrainian troops target Russian position. Using the powerful 2S7 Pion self-propelled gun, the artillery rains down round after round, zeroing in with precision. One of the final shells slams directly into a building, tearing it apart in a violent blast. Dust and debris fill the air as the site crumbles. According to the footage, Ukrainian troops were operating dangerously close to the blast zone, highlighting the thin line between attack and survival. Drone footage shared by Russian military sources shows a multi-munition precision strike hitting an apartment building in Kherson, a still-populated city in southern Ukraine. The Russians claim the building was a military target, while Ukrainian sources insist civilians were the victims. Thick plumes of haze and dust fill the air as the building collapses, leaving the scene shrouded in uncertainty. The exact timing and circumstances of the strike remain unclear, making the footage both chilling and mysterious. Footage reportedly out of Kharkiv captures 3 Russian soldiers sprinting across an open field, desperately trying to evade a pursuing drone. An initial FPV strike hits the formation, leaving one soldier immobilized. A Ukrainian quadcopter swoops in, dropping a grenade that finishes off the wounded man. The remaining 2 rush back to check on their comrade, but are soon chased by another FPV drone. The Relentless drone detonates dangerously close to one of them, leaving him seriously injured. Out of the 3, at least 2 fall as casualties, highlighting the deadly precision of the Ukrainian drone operation. Drone footage shows LPR militants entering a narrow trench network, advancing forward while an overhead drone guides them by marking Ukrainian positions. As soon as the defenders are spotted, gunfire echoes through the narrow passageways as both sides exchange shots at point-blank range, the trench filling with smoke and dust. The drone does more than observe. It coordinates follow-up strikes, dropping munitions onto identified Russian positions to suppress movement and funnel defenders into kill zones. Smoke and dust quickly choke the trench, cutting visibility as both sides trade lethal fire. With no options left, the Ukrainian soldier rushes the LPR fighter in a desperate charge. The two press their rifles into each other's chests and fire at point-blank range. With the right-hand advantage in the trench corner, the LPR soldier comes out on top. That's today's raw footage. No filters, no fluff. Thanks for watching. Drop a comment with the clip that stood out. Subscribe and share if you want more.